He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife. See ya, scumbags. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This one's wife and Prince Harry have roundly and rightfully been criticised for being the grief ghouls that they are, the trauma tourists, turning up in Pasadena when they live a considerable distance away in order to be seen to be helping out. There are those that don't understand the nature of this one's wife, that don't grasp that she is an attention-seeking, i.e. fuel-seeking, narcissist that needs to turn every situation to be about her, that utilises the concept of compassion and empathy as masks to enable her to get to the prime aims. She does this subconsciously. Nevertheless, there are those that think that she is doing a good thing by turning up and helping, not realising that it's completely self-serving. It's a rather simple equation, because I established some time ago, after consideration of a lot of evidence, that she is a narcissist. It follows that whatever she does thereafter is always about the prime aims. There's no such thing as a part-time narcissist. There are not occasions where she'll do something genuinely because it's caring. She's incapable of it. Everything that she does, when it's geared to other people, either interacting or the contemplation of interaction, is driven by the pursuit of the prime aims. It's hardwired into her. That means sometimes she'll be awful towards somebody to get to the prime aims. Other times she'll be pleasant towards them to get to the prime aims. But in each instance, it isn't intrinsically about being horrible or being pleasant. It's about getting to the prime aims. What she does is the highway that takes her there. And we have another instance which shows the high-handed, self-absorbed, self-serving attitude of this one's wife in respect of a short piece of footage that has been unearthed. Credit goes to Lilibet Dumbarton, who brought this to the attention of the Saint This One's Wife subreddit. They use a full name, as you know I do not, which enabled me to utilise it as an opportunity to teach you more about the behaviour of this one's wife and what it tells us. Let's have a look at the footage. Now, you might think that the title of this video of See Ya, Scumbags is directed at the Prince of Pink Pancakes and his handler. I'm sure many of you would have such sentiments towards them, but in actual fact, the title is representative of the attitude of this one's wife in respect of the behaviours that we see in this short piece of footage. As you are aware, this is taken from Pasadena, where this one's wife made it her business to turn up with a film crew, as one always does, with her main character syndrome, to ensure that she was filmed doing good works so that it could be broadcast to the world in order to assert control over them and draw fuel. She sees it through the perspective of good publicity, that she's wanting to show to the world, see, I am a kind and caring person. Those of you that criticise me shouldn't. Furthermore, it's all done as promotional work for the forthcoming series, even though it has been delayed. She wants to maintain a presence in the public eye and try and cause people to think that she's a decent human being, so they'll be more likely to watch her show. Thus, it'll be a rating success, and then Netflix will be motivated to dig into their not insubstantial pockets and pay her more money and renew the contract. That's what she's aiming for. But subconsciously, this appearance is also about asserting control over the viewers by creating footage to show to the world, see, I am a decent person. It's to receive fuel by way of people's reactions, and the residual benefit, of course, is an attempt to turn the show into a ratings winner by somehow turning around her lack of popularity. Not something that she's ever going to be able to do, because people's views of her are rightly firmly entrenched as a consequence of her behaviours. But what do we see from this footage? Well, first of all, it would appear that all is not well between this one's wife and Harry. It also lends credence to the suggestion that their appearances, which have been few and far between in a joint basis, are simply showcasing and performative. Here, he's walking ahead of her. They're not walking alongside one another chatting, they're not holding hands. It's almost as if it's a scene from a film where the two leads have been engaged in a love scene, smooching, and when the director calls cut, they both walk away separately from one another because they can't stand each other. It certainly appears to demonstrate a gulf between the two of them. What's also evident is the fact that this one's wife has simply turned up to get her footage and then can't wait to get out of there. How do we know that? Well, notice who she walks past. There are two black people, and she, surely as a person of colour, would want to stop and have a quick chat with them and get that filmed also, but she doesn't bother. She doesn't even nod in their direction or wave hello. She's too consumed in her own self-importance as she storms past them. There's also a gentleman in a wheelchair, a presumably disabled individual, and where's her emotional empathy? Now, naturally, she has places to be, but would it cost her anything just to give them a wave and a hello? No. She doesn't acknowledge them because they don't actually matter. Contrast that with, for example, when you've seen The Princess of Wales. There's one instance where she was leaving a school and a child called out to her. She stopped and spent 30 seconds or so saying hello. She has places to be. She has a prompt schedule that she has to adhere to, but she didn't ignore somebody. And here we see just how cynical the behaviour of this one's wife is. People are scum to her. They're just appliances. As I've made apparent on so many occasions, the narcissist just sees you as a toaster. The two black ladies and the gentleman in the wheelchair are tertiary sources to her. She needs to go somewhere else. She's got what she came for. Footage of her flitting around like a gadfly on amphetamines, and a bit of footage of her left shoulder and arm as she stands next to Governor Newsom's wife. But she's got what she came for, which was the footage, which means she doesn't need to hang around and help out properly. She doesn't want to talk to people to find out how they really are. She wants to be seen to be talking to them. She doesn't give a rat's ass about people's stories or what's happened to them. And this behaviour, caught when the main camera isn't rolling, provides you with a useful glimpse of what this one's wife is really like. When a camera is trained on her, be it one filming or photographing her, she's lapping it up and she's performative. The facade is being managed. But take that away, and well, what you see is an individual who has come for what she required and doesn't give a shit about anybody else. She doesn't stop to talk to them. She doesn't even acknowledge them. She doesn't give a nod of the head or a wave of the hello as she goes past. There isn't a smile. She's absorbed. She seems furious almost. One wonders if something had happened that was not to her pleasure immediately beforehand. You can also see, although they may not be filming, there is a cameraman accompanying alongside the security, which demonstrates that the only reason that she was actually there was to get footage and to be seen. You notice that the mayor stops to talk to another film crew. Her and Harry sweep past. She's gone. See ya, scumbags, is the prevailing thought in her mind, because she isn't interested in anybody other than herself. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.